Round about near Morrison's has now finished it. I say finished it. Finished making a mess. Filled the holes in. So we've only got a few trees left. Whether they will survive having the roots chopped up. The big question is now, are they going to replant it with mature trees? Make it nice. Wait and see on that one. The news from Morrison's is the little coffee shop's supposed to be closing down next week, so we'll wait and see. It's apparently not making a lot of money. Whether that affects the main cafe, I'm not quite sure. The first big hole in Goddard Street at the bottom has now been refilled in, or 90% of it anyway. So they're going to have to put new curbs in. There's a drain or something under there as well. So then they've got to get the cobbles back. The problem is you take a ton of soil out, put it back in again, and it never goes back the same, does it? Because it's compacted over years, so we'll wait and see whether they got anybody skillful enough to put cobbles back nowadays. The second hole is still active with lots of pipes and thingies and whatsits. So presumably they got this far, so they've got another one or two to go. What is interesting really is to see the old cobble. It's been there for donkey's years. They've had diggers, they've had all sorts up and down here, and the old cobbles are surviving. Well, they knew how to build things in them days, didn't they? Where the modern roads would last as long and take the hammer. We did have an open barrier here so you could get through to the houses. Now if you're coming out of them houses, you've got to go all the way round to the bottom and come all the way up here. Why they've done that, God only knows. We're still waiting for answers on this CCTV that they're refusing to give. We're now into April and lots of things going on site, but again you can't sort of point to anything really new happening. Now it has been raised, and I think the problem was Liverpool. You build a multi-storey car park, have they designed it for electric cars? Apparently electric cars are so much heavier that if you're not taking the extra weight into account, it could all come tumbling down. I think Liverpool, they've had problems with it because they're a hell of a lot, with all the batteries, a hell of a lot heavier than the normal petrol car. No, it just released. No, they haven't taken that into account. Surprise, surprise, Flag Lane is having a tea break because there's no bloody roadworks for once. But any day now they're going to come and dig it up and put the road in, so it's just a short tea break before somebody else comes along and digs it up. So this new road's not actually going to give you very much, so you come off the Woody Way to here and then into town, so you don't really gain a lot, do you? And they just put this telegraph pole in. So presumably that's going to be in the middle of the flipping road, unless they come to connect to this bit of road here. Dunwoody Way and under the bridge now become the Crewe's tag hotspot. We've got various sort of tags, some of lesser quality. Of course the old pigeons up there, they're home. There's actually a lot of eggs on the floor, I don't know why. It's the pigeons or what? It's coming back through High Street again, and what a depressing place. Looks so you've stepped into the Ukraine war. Everything's depressing, old and falling apart and not inviting. Just uncared for, isn't it? All the paint coming off, all the shops closed. They are supposed to be revitalising it, but it will take a lot to do. Well, it's a beautiful sunny day and we've got diggers everywhere. I think they must have had pups in the night. All busy working. Again, there's plenty of activity, but nothing you can sort of point your finger at. It's an absolutely lovely day. Probably pour down now I've said that. Well, they have opened up this top bit, so you can now see the base around the trees and these trees. But still the rest of it's blocked off. We are moving in the right direction. To perspective up here, you can see all the concrete down and all the bolts ready for stuff to bolt onto. There's a big section there with concrete, and like the outlay is concrete. Alright, they leave this little bit open for me. By Asda, they finished this section now, cleared all the rubbish off it, got rid of all the weeds, planted all the wild seeds, so we should have a good show. Certainly made a bit of a difference to it. You can get quite a variety on the wildflowers, or weeds, whichever you like to call them. But certainly made a good job of the whole area. On the old Beachmere site, there's been a lot of row this week. Apparently they've chopped down some of the 10-year-old trees that were originally planted. And now the local councillor is complaining about it. It does become this time of year when the councillor, who you've never seen, don't know, suddenly pop up and do miraculous things, ready to get re-elected on the gravy train for another few years. On Goddard Street, the bottom two holes is now filled in. They're just sort of flattening this second one. And now apparently this closure is going on till early May. Why it's taking so long? Putting all the cobbles back, it's going to take time. A lot of squawking in West Street. The big tree here, the birds up the top there, nesting and fighting and right fun and games going on. It's mine, no it's not, it's mine. They've blocked off all the sites so you can't see, so we've had to get Ernie the worm camp. So there's not a lot to see anyway, but Ernie's doing his job. Still see the concrete there, but nothing's sort of happened to it. Well, they've opened all this area up, but for some strange reason there's a barrier in the middle of it. So you have to go onto the road to get around the barrier. Whether it's just a temporary thing and they're actually moving it, but all this footpath is now open so you can walk down. Still not sure why we got a parking spot here. Again, we've got a very limited view of what's going on. The cement mixer arriving. Diggers behind the fence, but Just trying not to get people as we walk past. Well, the new store last week, Gumshoe, hadn't got a sign, but now he's got a sign, and he's also got lots of new stock in, some great stock. All sorts of new things, X-Men, Thor. So make sure you pop in and have a look. Well, the new entertainment centre, there's lots of equipment on site, but can't see a great lot of progress. We are improving this area here where it's raised, presumably it's going to be the stage area. So it is coming along slowly. More devastation in the market centre is this chain store closed down. It's the end of the lease, so they've gone. We had the new stall there the other week. She's only been there a week and she's gone. So it's getting more like a bloody ghost town again, isn't it? Of course, the big news is Smith's is now closed down, so we've got no post office.
What's the matter?
Get the camera out, everybody doesn't need to see what's it is. So the council do need to get a grip, but it's just getting ridiculous, isn't it? Mention New Road, and you've got it, more road works. So exactly what they're digging up and why they're digging up, it's not clear, but it's causing a lot of delays, anybody going up that road. The old Bentley building's coming on at fair old pace. You can see it looks as though they've got the bottom floor in. We've still got these big cranes on site. I expect something like this in the town that I don't know where it's concrete blocks are putting in or steel, similar sort of building you would think.